Okay, I apologize for that. I remember this happened the last time I tried going live. And I thought I had it figured out this time, but apparently I did not. So I apologize. And of course, you guys are probably still waiting on the last live that I just posted. So I'm just going to try to make this quick. Hey Jaylena, thank you for being here. I had a feeling I would have an issue with starting it because it's been almost a year. But I did my research and clearly I still ran into some issues, but it's okay. I am going to bring it up on my computer though, so I can see the comments a little bit better. And there's actually people still on my old live, so awesome. I'm glad people are starting to make it back. Let's see what someone just said. Make it back. Let's see what someone just said. Make it back. Gotta figure this out. Okay. Yeah, so, hey Paul. So apparently when I first started it, I had to go into my settings to make it horizontal and I didn't know how, and I kind of just freaked out and I was like, I just want to get on. So here we are. Okay, I wish I had somewhere to set this. So I'm in the camper. Yeah, I'm in the camper. I had the heat blaring for the last half hour because I was going to be in here and it's freezing. It's below freezing today. It's probably in the 20s right now. I'll tell you kind of the crazy morning I had with weather. But so I had the heat blaring, and I turned off the propane the other day because I just feel like outside it smells like propane. Thank you for the wall color. So it is beautiful in real life. I'm glad that this is more of a white light, not yellow. This color is called Coconut Husk by Behr Paint. I think in real life it's the perfect mix of white but not too white and a little bit of warmth. This actually looks a little bit warmer than what it does in real life. Hey Bart. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are hopping on. Cool. Okay, this is working out. But so, okay, let me explain the heater. And I want the people that have RVs or dealt with propane, give me your tips on this. So my 2 propane bottles are outside. I have not tested them with soap and water yet. I just have not even been able to fathom my mind doing that yet. But when I have the propane open to run the heat in here, which will also run my stove and my fridge, it smells like propane outside when I open up the propane box, just a little bit. And I don't know if that's normal or not. I don't think it's normal, so I do need to spray it with soap and water and see. But if you have a camper and that is somewhat normal, let me know. I need to test it no matter what. So I've been turning it off just in case. But I had it off, and then I started running my heater a half hour ago to get it warm in here because it's freezing. And it took me 10 minutes to get the ignition relit to get it warm in here. So I'm glad that I know how to do it, and I know that it takes a few times now. So that's just something I have to figure out. Yeah. And my heater, I can't have it running while I'm in here. It's so loud, you guys. I have it off, and then I do have this in case it gets too cold. This though is electric, so I have it plugged in and it overheats. So I will get to that later too, but so right now it's just I don't think I'll ever be able to record while this heater is going, so it's just really loud. I saw a few people said something about the propane. Hold on. Stuart said normal likely, but check the valve on the bottle. But don't spray for soapy water. Okay. I actually have a feeling that it's not I don't know why I feel this. I could be totally off. I have a feeling it's not the valve that goes onto the propane. I think it's the T valve that goes into the whole propane line, I guess is what you call it. So, because one of the parts of the T's, so I only have 1 propane out of 2 that are full, and that side looks a little chewed up. It looks like the seam isn't super, I don't know. But okay, so let me just talk about my morning real quick. I'm really, 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 okay, do not spray. Good to know. I actually think I might have done that in my bus build because I did the whole propane lines myself, and that was kind of scary. So, oh, dew spray. Oh, okay. Because I was like, why not? I mean, I totally would have done that. Dew. Okay, I will spray it with soap and water. Thank you. I don't know how I read don't. Anyway, this is probably gonna get a little. I'm jumbling all around here. I wish I had my table in front of me to sit my computer on, so I can read like the comments because they're coming through here, but I can see them better here on my laptop, on top of just stuff. That's also something I wanted your guys' opinion on. But anyway, let me just talk about my morning. So, okay. Yesterday, Monday, I got up very early, not on purpose, mostly because Izzy sleeps with me, and she wakes me up all the time, like, all the time, to the point where, like, I'm talking to my therapist about it, being like, she has to sleep with me, but she keeps me up, but I love her sleeping with me, and so it might be time where I do need to start putting her in her cage at night. She barely goes in her cage, but when she is in there, she has her bed, and she does get very comfy. I just like her sleeping in bed with me, and I don't know why, because she keeps me up. So yesterday I got up really early, like, I don't know, like 4 a.m. It's always around like 3, 4 a.m. And if I have to get up and go to the bathroom, which is like every night, it wakes her up, and then she wants to like get up and go, which is not cool because once she hits the ground, I have to get up and take her outside because she will pee. She's a terrible, naughty dog. I can't imagine having a child sleeping with me because I think my little 20-pound dog is bad that can't even speak. So I can't imagine Jaylena having a cute little girl. Okay, so I'll try to make this quick because I already see questions coming in. Okay. So she had me up early yesterday. So I left at like 7, went to the gym, and I like this new schedule. I'm trying to figure out a new schedule for myself. Go to the gym in the morning, come home, work from like 9 to 10 until whenever, and then do some stuff in the camper, and then have time to do creative. I just need more space for myself to do creative things that doesn't involve work. So, I wanted to show you guys, but I forgot it. I've been into wood burning lately, which has been really fun, and I have some really exciting projects for the camper that I'm going to do with wood burning. But, so anyway, that was yesterday. Didn't get good sleep. Thought I'd go to bed somewhat early. Still didn't sleep till like 11 o'clock at night. Woke up again at like 4:30. Izzy will randomly go through these spurts where she's like throwing up in the middle of the night, and it's just phlegm, like her belly's empty almost. So she was doing that, so I'm letting her outside. Mind you, it is like 10 degrees outside. So I'm watching over her, bringing her in, making sure she's okay, getting her back in bed, getting her comfortable, and then finally at like 6 o'clock we woke up, and I slowly got ready. I attempted to go to the gym. I left my house at 6:30. The gym is like half hour away. It started sleeting out, and I looked at the weather app, and it was supposed to stop. No, we got like a winter storm, though. Roads were so bad. Like, people were going in the ditches, but I mean, I had my truck, and I had it in 4-wheel drive, and I felt safe, and we were going like 25 miles per hour. So it took me over an hour to get there. And it was to the point where like I didn't want to turn around, and so I get to the gym, and I have a decent workout, and I actually wanted to leave like somewhat early, and I'm like, I can't. It took me so long to get here. I need to have like a really good workout. So I did that, and then I did go to Home Depot and just like looked around and whatnot. But anyway, I'm just really tired. Like, it's to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to go live because I feel so exhausted, but I am feeling better. Let me look at your guys' responses real quick. Everyone's saying hi to each other. Yay. Hey, Samantha. Samantha, I just watched your YouTube video, and I just resonate with you so much with, long story short, that's what I was thinking about. Okay, so how much was my camper? I didn't give exact numbers because, I don't know, I guess I just feel kind of weird. I don't know why I feel weird doing that, but my camper cost $3,800. It was less than $4,000. And I do feel like I got a pretty good deal. I will say, though, I mean, it's in really great condition. I do feel like I got a good deal. My heart is still set on a different brand camper, though, to the point where I've been, like, looking up those campers on Facebook Marketplace again. And I think it's because now I have a third friend who just bought a new one, and it's so nice. And then I was like, so I'm going into this knowing this will not be my forever camper, but I think it's going to work out really well. I have been bummed the last few days because there's 2 lockers on the outside in the very back. that just store like outside storage. And I found out that they were leaking, and that's why I did not do the flooring. Well, I've been like trying to kind of caulk them and seal them up, but the weather's been terrible and I can't move the camper right now. So I've been trying to do it like it's like when it's like above 38 degrees, it hasn't even gone over 40 degrees. I'm trying to like use caulk, which is still kind of chilly for that, but it's like usually raining at that time because it's so warm out, and it's just been so wet here. So I have one day I spent a lot of time caulking. I was thinking I fixed the leak on the right side, which that's when I found out about. Found out I did not. And then I found the same locker on the opposite side was leaking a little bit. And it's hard because they are outside lockers and they're not really affecting the inside. But the one did start molding a little bit because there's wood in there, and I was not okay with that. So I hate to admit, the one side I just was like, screw it. And I started using a Turn-A-Bond tape on some of the seam because I was caulking it and it was looking like crap. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use 2 tubes of caulk to caulk both this side of the seam. I don't even exactly know if this is where it's leaking. So I did just use a Turn-A-Bond tape. It looks okay. And then the other side I did caulk where I thought it was leaking, and I think I fixed it, you guys. Like it's rained a little bit, and it snowed, and it's melted, and it's frozen. But I don't think it's gotten worse. So I've been using this damn heater in those lockers, and like it's making the heater overheat because it's in a small area, and so it's just been a lot. It's like trying to deal with the weather. Every build I've done, I built out my bus like 3 times pretty much, but 2 huge builds. They're all in the winter, and they were all hard, but this one's been extra hard, and I don't know why. Because it's like, it seems like it'd be way more simple because everything's pretty much done. So anyway, yes, I feel like I got a great deal on the camper. My heart is still set on a different brand. So my goal is to do renovations to this that makes it comfortable for me to live in and that I'm proud of. And then maybe this summer, save up money and save up for like my dream camper. But the more and more I'm in here, like I think I'm really going to love it in here. So I don't want to get ahead of myself because I also think I got such a good deal on this camper that it could treat me really well. But the issue has been my truck, and that's another thing. So I've had people ask me if I regret buying my truck because I've had to put way over double now. Okay, so I bought this camper for $3,800. I've spent way over double on my truck in just fixes. That's been pretty challenging. That's really the main reason what's putting me off from getting on the road. I do have to be in Michigan mid-February for a wedding event that I'm going to be a part of way more farther in the fall, but it's for my cousin, and so it's really important to me. It's really important to her, so I will be here mid-February for sure. But I would like to leave right after, and I'll get into, I have a secret to tell you guys that I, like, it's like just happening this week, so I'm really pumped about, but I'll wait a little bit later because there's some things I want to talk about first. But, I would love to leave like end of February and March. The issue is where I'm trying to go is like west to where it's like a little bit warmer. And I'm obviously in Michigan, so it takes a great deal of like miles to get to like, I think Arizona is like my next stop. I mean, I have friends in Colorado that I want to see, but they're like dead of winter, so I don't know if that'll happen. But Arizona is where I'd like to spend a little bit of time for a quick amount. But it's just hard. I don't want to set myself up for failure. I want to get on the road and feel comfortable. And I want to make sure my truck's dialed in. So the question about my truck, if I regret buying it. No, I love my truck. Every time I drive my truck, I'm so happy. And it's just like, I feel like I'll be like blaring music and like jamming out. And like, it just feels like, it reminds me of the bus a lot. It is the same engine besides it has like a turbo. But it just feels like me. Like it feels like this is my truck. So I don't regret buying it, and the money that I'm putting into it, what I feel good about is it's not things about like the engine or the transmission. Like when I drive it, I feel safe. I don't feel like any second it's going to break down on me, which I actually had those thoughts way more in the bus. And I think just because knowing it was like a bus, pretty much the same year, actually. So it's not that they were like one was older, one was not. But anyway, I feel very safe driving the truck. But I also am in my home state around family, and that might be some of it. So I just want to make sure I keep driving. I try to drive it every day and just make sure it's dialed in. So the money I've put into the truck has been on like brakes and tires and like front end and rear end work and things that are mostly like safety measures, where I think if I was driving the truck, I would never have noticed those issues. But the fact that I took it in, got it inspected, and they were like, hey, this is probably what you should get fixed before you put 2,000 pounds on the back of it and drive across the country. And this mechanic is the mechanic that did all my work to the bus. So they like kind of know my lifestyle. It is starting to get a little chilly in here. I saw someone said, what is the brand of the camper that I keep talking about? It is a holy tamale. It's a Bigfoot or a Northern Light. Bigfoot is definitely like top of the list. Because I just am finding there's more options in my price range budget, which is nothing right now, but a little bit. I can find older Bigfoots in good shape for sale, rather than the Northern Lights I'm finding are like almost brand new and just like insane. They're both brand new. They're both insanely expensive. But why? And I have a couple friends in here that have Bigfoots, so they can also chime in. But why I am kind of set on those is just because of the way that they're built. They're way more like airtight. They're like 4 seasons. I keep saying they're clamshell design, which is not really correct. But it's pretty much like 2 molds put together. So like where this camper has seams like all across the top, all across the bottom, like seams everywhere. These only have one like belly seam on the whole thing, and they have Bigfoot, and they have like really good insulation and whatnot. So anyway, let me just catch up on some comments real quick. Yes, I definitely need my sleep. I will probably try to sleep in until like 7 or 8 tomorrow, and I think I'll feel better. Yeah, Jaylene, so it's so hard because it's like you want to jump into like building and like, you know, getting on the road or like traveling or whatever, but it's like more important to get those repairs done to the rig itself. It's really bittersweet. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so let's talk about my table. Okay. So the table that the camper came with, so I have a U-shaped dinette, and it came with where it's like 2 posts in the tabletop, and there is a mechanism on top that lets the table like slide in just a tad. But it was built 30 years ago, so it's pretty old. The tabletop matches the counter, which is fine. I'm not going to be redoing the counter anytime soon. I've come to terms with that. But there's a moth in the front of this heater, dead. So it was like up against the heater. I could smell something. Oh, I don't know anything about Nicki Minaj. I'll have to look into that. I don't know what that is. But the Bigfoot campers, every time I see one, I'm like, that is just so badass. But I do feel like this camper is really unique. Like, I mean, this is like tons of crazy storage. I think this camper is really unique, and I think it's going to bring me a lot of great experiences. And for what I'm going to be doing in it this year, which I'll talk about soon, it'll work out. I'll get into that in a little bit. See, Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know, like, I know who they are and, like, a little bit of their music, but I don't know the drama. Like, I can barely keep up with Taylor Swift right now. So, Samantha, you'll have to tell me, or you'll have to explain it here. I don't really know, but, I think you're talking about the Bigfoot still. Okay, I can't pay attention, I'm sorry. Okay, so back to my damn table. So the table is pretty much like stationary in this U shape, and it does move back just like a couple inches. I really, in the bus, I had a lagoon mount where you could move it all around. You could totally push it out of the way. And that's what I originally wanted to buy, but they're like $120. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to spend money on just the mount. And then I have to buy a top for it, like a wood tabletop, which is like $40. Honestly, probably $50 or $60 with the stain and sealing it with polyurethane. So I'm like, okay, let's just say $200 in a table. So I decided not to. But since yesterday, now I almost want to do that again because I'll kind of show you. So this U shape, I still have tools in here. But my dogs are going to be laying on this like majority of the time. Like this is where the dogs are going to be all the time. And so if the table's right here, it's almost like they just don't have a lot of room to, for one, like jump up here. Actually, I don't think Bodhi can really jump up here with the table up. And I just don't like they'll still be like under the table a little bit if they're kind of like laying down. And I don't know. I know this probably sounds silly, but I would just love to be able to take my table and push it to that side of the U out of the way, and then we still have this whole big L couch. That's I'm struggling because that's what's realistic for my lifestyle in the rig, but that's like $200 where I'm like, is it really worth it? Because I can always just the table that came with the camper, I can always just take it off and set it aside, which I've been like, okay, well then try that out, and if you don't like it, then upgrade in the future. But let me show you, my biggest dilemma is with the table comes these two things that have to go on the ground. I have screws in them right now, so I don't want to like totally flip them up. But these go on the ground. So this takes up a lot of your floor space. And it's not a big deal if I like the table, but if I end up hating the table, I don't want these screwed into my floor just to be removed and ruin my floor. Like my floor is brand new. So I don't know. I know this is like such a silly problem to have, but I do not want two of these in my floor if I'm just gonna change it in like 2 months, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think? Like $200 doesn't feel like a lot, but that's actually like a tank of gas, you know? So they are big. My heart is telling me just to get the damn lagoon mount. Because like this is one of the table legs, you know? Yeah, so the only reason I would mostly use the table, for one, to work. Like I need a little table to work at. I imagine me sitting here working. And then to like eat at, maybe. I mean, you guys, I lived in an apartment and a house without a table for, I don't know, when did I get out of the military? 2017? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 7 years I lived without a table. So I know I can do it, but working like full time, I need a table. Okay, Samantha said 200 is a lot. GA from KA said get them out for sure. Okay, I like Rebecca's answer. She said if it's like, well, there's a heart over it, but something about if it's the quality of like the dogs and living, do what you gotta do. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get them out. So it's called a lagoon mount, and they go for like $130, $150. But I saw one on Amazon that was an off-brand, but it looked exactly the same, and it's on sale for $89. So, and Paula's saying get them out. Okay, I'm gonna do it. You guys made me feel better about doing it. Okay, and Samantha said get them out. Okay, I'll do it. And then I was thinking too, I could just use the tabletop on that mount, but they make, and I've used this a few times, they make like, they call it like hobby wood board or something from Home Depot that is in the exact size that I need of a table. It's like, I think it was like $25, $30. So I think I'm going to use that, and I'll just stain it, and I have poly here. And I think that would be fun because then I can wood burn in it, because if you weren't here in the very beginning, I told you one of my goals this year is to really spend some time doing creative things like with my hands off my computer, because I'm behind a screen all day long for work and for like just fun, and I need to not be behind a screen so much. So getting into wood burning has been really fun. Oh my gosh, Samantha. Thank you for that. She just gave me, I think is it a super chat or something? I appreciate that so much. You're the first person that gave me one of those. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. That like makes me so like want to cry. That's honestly so sweet of you. I did have someone, okay, so let's talk about that actually. So I had someone be like, something, I don't know, they brought up something in a very sweet way about me like being monetized. It was something like, give her more likes, or like, you know, something to help save up money for whatever. Okay, I've been on YouTube for way over a year now. It feels like it's only been a year, but it's been over a year. And I have come so close. So I obviously you have to have 1,000 followers and 4,000 watch hours to become monetized. They just made a new rule a couple months ago that you can get 3,000 watch hours, and you can get like super chats, pretty much where people can give you gifts in comments. But when you start making money off of people watching your videos and like the ads, it's the 4,000 hours. I have been so close to 4,000 hours so many times, and then it's like I post a video, I get close, and then every day I'm not posting a video, those hours are going down, because it's 4,000 hours in a year, which like I get, but like also come on YouTube, really, like overall I've had like over my whole time on YouTube I've had so many, like I've had way over 4,000 hours, you know. So it's been like frustrating, but that's a goal I really want to do this year, because I really enjoy making YouTube videos. It's a really cool creative outlet for me that's not, because my career is creative. So it's a way to be creative that's not, it doesn't feel like my job. And I like learning about videography, and I love watching other people's YouTube. And I've made a lot of friends that way. I mean, that's like one of my main connections to other people is through YouTube videos. Okay, so people are saying to do more live chats. It helps with the hours. So I will definitely do that, because I love watching them. I love interacting with them. So I will try to do that. Thank you. I was re-watching some of my first ever and only live chat, which was April of last year. And I was like, I'm going to start doing live chats every week. It's going to be on Tuesdays. That never happened. So if you guys hold me accountable, I promise I will do it, because I enjoy doing them. And also, like, now that I'm back here in Michigan, I'm not doing a whole lot besides, like, sitting at home. I'm not leaving the house very much. The only reason I'm really leaving the house is to, like, go run errands or, like, go to the gym, or I have done a few, like, family stuff. But I'm not doing super sociable stuff, so I would love to do more live chats. Yeah, so social media's algorithm in general, yes, it's a monster, and it's so hard because I catch myself really like despising social media, and some of the things I see people doing to get views or whatever feels so icky to me, and I never want to be that person. And then I remind myself that there's so many people on social media that I've connected with or that I enjoy watching that are like, I hate using this word, but like normal people that aren't doing stupid stuff to get views. And it makes me feel like there is still like a sense in humanity still, and it reminds me of like why I do like social media. So it's definitely bittersweet, but I appreciate it so much. I'm not trying to like sit here and rag, but it definitely has its downfalls, and I kind of feel like it is what you surround, like not what you surround yourself with, but if I get caught up, like there's a few people, okay, let me be real. There's a few people on social media where their videos irritate me when I watch them. whether they feel super ingenuine, they don't feel realistic to what like road life is, or they're doing things for views, like bending over in a thong bikini in front of the camera. Like, honestly, you do you, like, be proud of, like, I'm all about being proud of yourself, but if you're doing it just for like views and like gross men on the internet, like, that feels icky to me. And I'll catch myself like watching those videos every now and again, and I get really irritated because it just feels like not the kind of stuff I want to be like watching. Or I think it's mostly frustrating that that's the stuff that does so, like, this one girl who does that has an insane amount of followers, and I just, it's shocking to me. But anyway, there's so many other people that I really do enjoy. Okay, enough of that. Yeah, Jalena's doing quite a few things. Did you guys see my breath? It doesn't feel that cold in here. I just turned the heater off next to me, but I just saw my breath. I just started the Motherhood is Wild podcast again. I added a new thing where you have to get 10 million views on shorts. Yeah, 10 million views? Like, what? 10 million? That's insane. Yeah, so I used to do shorts a lot because I was doing Instagram Reels a lot and I was doing TikToks. But then I just started not taking videos as much anymore and just doing like pictures, because once I was doing all those like Reels and shorts, I stopped taking pictures. So I need to find a good balance. But I was getting followers from doing Reels, but I found the followers that feel more of like a community and like feel more a part of, I don't know, making this feel like the reason why I started this, aren't coming from the Reels. They're just coming from my friends' channels or finding my videos and liking what they see. Because sometimes Reels can be, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I think Reels can steer people the wrong way. But I would like to do more Reels. I just have not. My focus, hasn't been doing that. But anyway. Jelena, thank you so much. You guys are going to make me cry. That means so much. Okay, so I'm going to get the dang lagoon mount, and I'm going to make the table. And maybe I'll show you guys some of the wood burning that I do on the table. I kind of just want to do, like, something around the edge, but I'm not good at wood burning yet, so I don't want to do it and, like, hate the table. But I'll incorporate that somehow. Thank you guys so much. That really, like, it means a lot. Okay, thumbs up. Thank you, guys. I can see my breath. Dang it. I keep jumping around in the comments. It's real hard to balance between creating good art and also being profitable. I'm sure. Yeah, so that is the thing. It's like hard because it's like I'm creating videos because I want to create them, but I have a goal in mind, and I never want to start creating things just to, like, I notice this when I make thumbnails. I used to not spend a lot of time on thumbnails because I don't really plan ahead. I just like record videos and that's that. And I've tried spending a little bit more time on my thumbnails because I think that, like, you know, helps present and represent the video. And I have seen some help from spending a little bit more time on the thumbnails, but it's like I'll find some videos on YouTube where I'm like, by the thumbnail, I think it's going to be a certain thing, and I watch the video, and it's not that. And I never want to be that person. It's like pretty much I feel like it's a fine line between, like, being genuine and, like, having goals, but then, like, crossing that, like, small line and it not being as genuine. And then people that tend to do that, I'm thinking of some of the people I followed in the past. It's like they get to a point where they're burnt out and they don't love what they're doing because they feel like they have to do certain things to, like, gain following or views or whatever, and, like, I never want to do that. And if I ever run into that, I will literally not do, like, YouTube anymore. So, anyways, YouTube is not, it will never be, I never want it to be my full-time income, because then usually when you have something that is, like, your full-time income, there's a lot of pressure behind it, and it doesn't become enjoyable anymore. And I've only ever done YouTube because I enjoy it, so. Long-winded answer. Yeah, the clickbait, I know. It feels so icky. Life has been bananas lately. That's what Rebecca said. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Life has been crazy, and I thought it was kind of just me because my life has been freaking crazy lately, but no, it's for a lot of people. So Hannah Lee, is it Dugan? She went viral for making paper. That's pretty cool, but it's like so funny. Yeah. I would like to do. So I've even thought about doing some videos, which a lot of you probably wouldn't be interested in, but I thought about doing some videos with more of the creative things I do, like graphic design or whatever, but that would be kind of a totally different audience. But in the future, if you do see videos where I'm like, it's strictly just to graphic designers or like artists, or it's me doing something creative like that, it's probably because I've been wanting to do that and I don't have the time or energy right now to do a whole nother channel, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I'm just saying, if one of those pops up this year, this is your heads up. And it probably won't interest you, so. But this will always be, yeah, I feel like I probably would enjoy doing like a side channel of art. That is something I think I would enjoy. And I'll tell you why I don't want to do it right now. Okay, so in the future, I think that is my wiggly-ish goal, is to have another channel where I am showing another side of some of my passions, just like art, design, whatnot. And maybe have it being just more like watching me do something and having it just be like nice music or, something that's like a little bit more chill. Why I don't want to do that is because I don't want to start something and not like I don't want to start something and then just like not keep up with it. And there's going to be a lot of changes coming up, which actually might make more space for this, but since I graduated college, my goal has been to grow my graphic design business because that is like my career. And so that's been my goal, and that's like what my main focus is. But I do think having another outlet, because I enjoy editing videos. I actually was like, maybe I want to, for a minute there, I thought I wanted to edit videos for other people, and then I realized it's not really something I want to do. I kind of wanted to do it only for myself because it's just like less pressure, and that's kind of what I enjoy. I enjoy like documenting my life, so maybe I will think about doing a channel like that a little bit more. Terrence said graphic design will get his attention. So did Paula. Okay, you know what? Maybe I will think about this a little bit more. A lot of the graphic design videos I watch are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like teachable, like this is what I do. If you're a graphic designer, grow your business, like very, like coaching-ish. And I don't think I really want to do that. I think if I did it, it would be way more like low key, and like, because a lot of those videos have to be like very well thought out, and like you have to kind of have a script plan, and I just don't have the energy or time or space to do that. If I did do something, I think it would be like a little more, I don't want to say aesthetic, but yeah, just way more chill. Yeah. Don't put pressure on yourself, just do what's fun. Yes, I agree. And that's what I worry, is doing like another channel with like art or whatever. It sounds really fun. And I think I would enjoy it, besides then it adds a whole nother element with like having to edit more. So if I can fit that into my life where it's realistic, then I will definitely do that. Yes, Samantha, I agree with you on the reason for having the second channel. Okay, Jaylina, I actually feel like I could see you like doing design work for sure. I think a lot of people that do just like things on social media or, you know, like YouTube, like that is a creative outlet. And so I could see a lot like graphic design bleeding into that for sure. Okay, so let me talk about my school for a quick second, just to give you some insight. Okay, we're already at 40 minutes, so I'm going to make this quick, and I want to tell you my, like, newest update that I'm so excited about. Okay, so I went to a very, like, I'm going to be very blunt about this to get to the point. I went to a very, very prestigious design institute. Like, I didn't just go to college. I didn't go to, you know, I went to a school that was specified for art design students. Like, my degree is technically communication design in the arts. It's pretty much graphic design. But, like, people that went to my school are doing, like, fine arts. They're doing vehicle design. I can't think of the word right now, but, like, the people who design, because it was in Detroit, so, like, it's known as the Big Three for, like, motors. Like, people who are designing those cars go to this school. People who are designing video games go to this school. Like, I was shell-shocked when I went to this school, and because I was in the military, so I went to the school being a little bit older, and there was kids coming right out of high school that were 17 and 18 years old that had gone to a graphic designer art high school. Like, the last 4 years of their life, even though they're so young, they were going to a high school specified in what they're going to college for. It blew my mind, and it was so humbling because they're so talented. I learned so much from them. I learned so much from my school. The school was more expensive than Michigan, U of M at the time. Not Michigan State, U of M. That was 4 or 5 years ago when I looked that up, so I don't know if it's still true, but, so I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to get the point across. This is no just, like, simple school. And I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to go to that school because of my military background. Otherwise, I would never have been able to afford that, or would I feel like I'd ever been prepared for that. So I'm just saying that because I went into this school with this, you know, it's a big old deal. I've met so many graphic designers who never actually went to college, and they're so talented. So I do feel like you can be very successful at design, without having to get a college degree. I think it's just, a lot of it is talent and a lot of it is like research. But I see someone saying something about interior design, and maybe Jaylene actually said interior design and not graphic design, but I actually almost switched to interior design like 3 years ago because I wanted to design tiny homes. But then I started finding out you don't have to have a degree to do that. And there's so many ins within like the community that we're in anyway. So anyway, Jaylena, if you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to chat with you more about that. Or if you're just saying like at one point you thought about that and I'm like totally running with this, that's fine. But I have a lot to say about college, I guess, because I don't think college is always necessary, especially when it's something like art design. But I do, like, I'm very grateful for, like, I think what I'm the most grateful for my, like, college or, you know, institute is I came out of it with confidence, and that can always be, like, the hardest part. Okay. Yeah, Jaylene, okay, she's saying she wants to go to college for art. I can totally see that. You're very, like, artistic. Leslie said her 13-year-old has her latest design on the show and art. Oh, that's really exciting. Okay, so Jaylena mentioned that she's, like, afraid to go back to school. I am the worst student in the entire world. Like, the worst student. I can't even do mental math, and that's because, okay, we're already at, like, 45 minutes. I can't even do mental math because in 4th grade, I had a couple, like, friends that always sat at I sat at their table, and they were so quick at mental math that they would, like, say the answers before I could ever figure them out. And it's funny that I, like, memorized, like, I still remember this from 4th grade, and I just never learned because I didn't really feel like I had to. Okay. I'll let you guys keep talking about that. Alright, so I was gonna wait to share this news until, like, I kind of just wanted to, like, surprise and be like, make a video and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing, but I cannot keep my mouth shut. Okay, I'm so excited because this year, life on the road is going to look so different than it ever has. So I just officially accepted a job offer for a seasonal job. And I say seasonal, but it's like 5 or 6 months long. So it's like all summer into fall. And I'm so excited for it. I've been saying I wanted to do seasonal work since I got on the road, but I have commitment issues, and I was always scared to commit to one place for a couple months. I was thinking like 3 months felt like way too long of a commitment. And I have a lot of friends who, Rebecca and Stewart's in here, they have done a lot of seasonal work, and I've spent a lot of time with them when they were doing seasonal work, and it still took me this long to finally commit. But I'm so excited, and I actually have a really cool like opportunity for my seasonal job that makes me like even more excited. But anyway, so I've actually applied to quite a few places with seasonal work. And I think why now I finally feel ready for seasonal work is because this will be my 4th summer on the road, and I've found a lot of places that I really fallen in love with, and I catch myself still wanting to go to those places and kind of not explore new places. Because I haven't spent time in Colorado. I haven't really spent time in Utah. I haven't spent time in a lot of places, but there's big ones on my list I still want to spend time with. So I don't want to keep going to the same places that I know well. And I've kind of come to terms with everything that happened last year. And I do feel like I'm like getting back on my feet, but I really need to have this light. I've learned, because I'm stationary right now, but I'm not happy. And my mental health has really taken a toll. And also just like everything I went through. And I've told you guys I'm going to like therapy about it, and like that's a whole different thing. I'm like so excited about that. I can't like shut up about it. But why I'm excited now is because I think it'll be good for me to be in one spot that I think I'm going to really enjoy and still have this lifestyle. So it's in the state of Oregon. And so Jaylene, that's why last night I was like, we got to meet up this summer because I think I'm going to be like somewhat close to you. I'm not really sure. We'll have to talk more about it later. But I also have to be a little careful about what I share with this experience because I am going to be there for a long time, and I need to make sure like my safety is always in check. And then also, one of the big exciting reasons when I'm excited about this job is I have 2 friends that I'll be working with. They worked there last year. They gave me the recommendation. They put in a good word for me. And they're probably the reason why I landed the job so quickly. So they do not post. They're not very active on social media. So they never say where they're at ever, even after they've left that place, which like that's what I do. I'll say where I was after I left. They don't do that. So I want to be very thoughtful about the things that I do share because it's not just me that's, it's not just like I'm there by myself. So I want to be thoughtful of other people, but I will say it's in the state of Oregon. It's in a really cool place. We're going to be like on the water. It looks really beautiful, and I've heard really great things about it. And it's a little bit more, I think primitive is a good word, but it's going to be like spending a lot of time outside. And so I'll be working a little bit inside, but I'll be spending a lot of time working in a marina, which that's like perfect for me. I don't want to say it's our dream job, but it's perfect for me because I grew up on a lake. I've been on water my whole life. So like I grew up here, like boating, jet skiing. I started driving a boat way younger than I was even allowed to. And then I joined the military, and in the Navy, that was my job, was driving around a very expensive boat. So I feel like I have, like, my heart is set, near water. And so it just feels really good, and it's very dog friendly. So Bodhi's gonna be able to like come to work with me every day. And it just feels really right. The manager seems really awesome. And like, I'm really excited about it. I have a really good feeling about it. And I think it's going to be good for me to, it'll like, I'll be somewhat stationary, but I still am going to be able to have this lifestyle. So it's really cool because they're big on, they give you 2 days off in a row. And they're like, we don't want you staying, like, you're obviously allowed to, but like, they're like, we don't expect you to stay here on your off days, or like when you clock out of work, you are out of work, which is very important to me because running my own freelance business, I never feel like I'm actually clocked out of work. And so they're like, we give you 2 days off in a row because we want you to like go out and explore. There's waterfalls close by and hot springs, and it's near a city that a lot of people spend a lot of time in, and like I'm just so excited. Oh my gosh. And I'm so thank you guys for like being just as excited for me. I see the comments coming in. Rebecca said it's hard for me not to picture you on the water. I agree. Yeah, I'm excited for a seasonal job. I've never done it, and I've always wanted to do it. And the fact that I already know 2 girls working there makes me way less nervous. Like, I'm mostly just excited. Like, I don't really have any nerves because I already, like, know some people. I'm sure once it comes up, I'll definitely be a little bit more nervous, but I think it'll be really good. Thank you, Jaylena. I'll get with you and I'll talk to you a little bit more about details. And I can't wait to see your van. Oh, there's just so much exciting things happening this year. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm excited for you too. And I won't share because that's your story to tell. But lots of exciting things. Stuart said I gave him so many rides to Leeward. Yeah, that was such a different life too. I was probably always ornery and it was probably scary. Thank you, Stuart. Congrats to you too. Okay, so that kind of, I have less than 10 minutes left, so I'll talk about my plans in the near future. So my job starts like May. Which sounds like it's far ways away, but it's really not. So as far as my camper, there's really not a whole lot more to do that I know of. Tomorrow I'm going to hook up my power station. Tomorrow I'm going to hook up my power station and get that wiring done. Shouldn't take too long, but I know when I think something's going to take a certain amount of time, I got to double that time. I was going to do it today, but the weather was insane. It was like sleeting, freezing, rain, snowing. And then I didn't want to do it and then not have my heater work and then go live with you guys and be like screwed. But so that's tomorrow. That's really the last thing besides like putting trim on the floor. But I need to test out my water and my plumbing. I have a feeling there might be a few leaks here and there because that would only make sense at this point. And there's actually a girl that I've become friends with on Instagram. She has the same exact camper, just like a foot or two shorter. So, exact same setup. The only thing is, so pretty much all the storage. So most people right here, this is the window, and they don't have all the storage, but because mine is a little bit longer, I will show you. My window is right there. So I have like a foot of storage right here, which I actually still have. I'll show this to you guys in a video, but I still have some of that wool insulation from my bus, like just a little bit. So I'm going to put that in here because I definitely feel a cold flow, and I'll put some above my headboard. But anyway, so like most people don't have all this storage. It just goes straight to like the window of the camper. So anyway, that's how hers is, but she got her camper around the same time I did, and she's already like living in it full time. She renovated it like on the road. Like she's a badass, but she like started doing her plumbing, and she's like found a lot of leak points, like her toilet was leaking. So I'm just sure I'll run into a few things, but I can't check my plumbing until I'm not in freezing cold weather. So that might be something I run into on the road, but we will see. But anyway, so pretty much there's not a lot to do left with my camper. I think I did fix all those leaks. But I can't even put it in my truck right now. So, February the 2nd, starting on the 2nd, so February like 10th, I will be getting things in the mail to mount this damn camper to my truck. And so far, that process has been a learning experience because there's some bolts in the truck that I need to take out that I've not been able to take out. And so Stuart has actually given me a lot of tips that I've tried a few, and I'll have to try more. But anyway, the only way I was able to get some of the bolts out was because I had to have the mechanic do it. And I'm not taking that truck back to the mechanic. So hopefully that all works out. But other than that, so pretty much mid-February, I have to be here for wedding stuff for my cousin. And then I would like to hit the road. it's just going to cost a lot of money to get, like, I want to hit the road as soon as possible because I want to have a little time to, like, travel before I go to my seasonal job. So, you know, it's just playing around with, like, making sure I'm not setting myself up to where if something happens on the road, like, my finances aren't where they need to be, because I really thought I was going to be sitting somewhere different than I am just because of everything that's been going on. But still, I love my truck. I'm not going to complain. Could be a lot worse. Okay. So that is that. If you guys have any questions about, like, the seasonal job, I will try to help, like, where I can. Obviously, I am not even working it, so I don't know. But as far as, like, I had a lot of questions about how to apply to jobs, and other people who have worked the jobs helped me. So I would love to at least give you advice. I don't feel like I can totally, like, help. Like, I had to literally have people be like, help me with my resume or send me their resumes so I could learn, because I haven't written a resume in years. And, like, just, like, websites and whatnot, I did a lot of, like, searching. So if anyone does have any questions, I can try to help. Oh yeah, I also will check for propane leaks, and I will spray it. It's funny. It was so funny to see all the comments that were like, "No, do," and I had no idea. I had no idea what you guys were talking about at first. So it's funny. Yeah. Okay. So actually, all I have left to do in the camper, the wall trim on the floors or whatever you want to call it. Actually, give me your advice. I don't know what to do because half the cabinets are green, the front is white. So do I paint it green? I really don't want to paint it white or, like, the off-white because I know it'll get dirty. And then if I do stick with a wood tone, how do I have it match, you know? The only way I'll do wood tone, so actually I would use the same trim I used in my bus, and that's because my parents have extra from when they redid their house. So there is some of the corner around up in the garage. It's like very old wood, oak looking, and I don't know if it'll look good. So do I paint it white or green? I can't stain it because it already has, like, poly on it. I kind of want to do something different in the corner round just because I like to, like, do weird shit or, like, not follow the rules, you know? But for all the cuts and stuff, I think that would just cost, like, more money than I, like, need to spend. So this is kind of what the floor looks like. I will show you real quick. So tell me, what color am I supposed to do for my molding? I don't know. I don't think in my first 2 bus builds I even did that, like, molding on the floor wall thing, because I didn't know that was, like, actually a thing you're supposed to do. So I will take advice. But yeah, free is always good. So either I'll use, like, realistically what I need to use is the free stuff. Do I paint it or do I leave it as is? I don't know. I know it's hard for you to tell me because you're not here with me to actually look at it, but yeah, I really do like the green. Honestly, that's what I'm leaning towards because most of the floor, like, the wood near the floor is green. So, like, where there's a white wall in green, I don't think it would look bad. But I don't know. Free is good. It can be changed later. Oh, I thought about doing black too, Terrence. I thought about doing black because all the hardware is black. And maybe that is a good idea. I just don't want it to be super, like, contrast. Like, I don't want it to stand out. Like, if I didn't even have to do the molding, I wouldn't. But I do have to do it. So, yeah, see, what I really want to do is a darker wood stain. I think that's what Stuart just said. That's what I would love to do cedar. Or, like, yeah, darker wood stain. But then I have to buy it because the stuff that's in the garage has a clear coating over it. But maybe I'll try I'm going to pull it out tomorrow and I'll make a YouTube video about it. And maybe I'll try to sand a piece and see what that looks like. Because if I could sand off that clear coat and sand it dark, that actually would be, like, what I'd really like to do. Okay, I have less than a minute and I think it's going to kick me off. Yeah, I think white will clash. I agree, Donna. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys so we don't, like, so it doesn't kick me off. But how about you guys hold me accountable and I'll do a live Tuesday, 8 o'clock again. Or maybe I'll do it every other week. We'll see. No matter what, I'll have another video coming out and we can talk about it then. Okay. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming on. This was really fun. And you guys are pushing me out of my comfort zone. And I appreciate it. I'll see you guys later.